Every person who has come into your life has done so for a specific reason. And we might not understand it. We might think that some people just come into our lives like wrecking balls and that there is no inherent meaning for it. Things just happen. But the truth is that we have predefined these contracts before we came down here to planet Earth. And every person that you have experienced, whether they're your parents, whether they're your friends, whether they're your high school bullies or people who have caused you trauma, your abusers, literally anyone who has been a part of your life, you signed a contract with. As a soul, before you incarnated on planet Earth, I know, what a mistake that was, you decided what experiences you would have here. And you decided these experiences because the whole reason why we're here is to learn, is to experience in a different framework than the spiritual realms or the astral realms or these other realms of consciousness that we inherently belong to. So you decided on the people who would come into your life and break your heart. You decided on the people who would abuse you and the people who would take advantage of you, the people who would trigger you. At the end of the day, you chose to have these experiences. You signed these contracts with certain people to come into your life or to enter their lives and interact with them. Sometimes these contracts are positive and we enter different people's lives or we interact with certain people to teach us things, and they can be beautiful connections. Sometimes they're neutral, sometimes they're not the connections that we want to have. We are all teachers who serve different lessons, and different people need lessons in different ways. Different people need different teachers. So as you come into different people's lives to teach them certain things, sometimes their interaction with you will be good, sometimes it won't be. The same works with them. So they enter your life for a particular reason. And there are different influences at play. So perhaps if you have some karma to burn off, you will have some pretty hardcore teachers in this life. And these experiences won't be fun. But they are important experiences to have regardless, because you can learn something through them. This is what we call karmic agreements. They are pre-established contracts with other souls that we decided on before we incarnated into planet Earth. Imagine it as the terms and conditions that we sign before we come here. You need to have this teacher, you need to learn this thing, you need to go through these experiences for your soul's growth. So we say, cheers God, that sounds dandy, I'm just going to do that, I'm going to have these experiences, and that'll be the end of it. And then flick to the current day and you're like, holy crap, why am I surrounded by so many assholes? And can we even break them? Can we break soul contracts? In my personal opinion, I think no. But it's not that simple. It's not necessarily saying that these contracts won't end or they won't break. Because the way that I see it is, when the situation is finished with someone and you're done with them, then that was probably the end of the agreement. How it ends doesn't really matter, whether it comes to a natural conclusion, whether you do something about it, whether you say, I'm done with this person, I'm not going to go through this anymore, and you change your trajectory. I think what is meant to play out will play out in the way that it's supposed to happen. And if it's supposed to play out in a way that you regain your power and you end the contract with that person, then that is the way that it was supposed to play out. After all, if we could just say, no, I'm not going to do that with that person, it's over, then first off, you wouldn't learn the lesson that you were supposed to learn through this experience. And if it's already been initiated and you're having that experience with that person, then you already are playing through that karmic agreement. Because I do think that when we acknowledge why this person came into our life and what we can learn from this situation, once we learn it, this is when we can actually start closing the situation and taking steps to end it. But from my experiences at least, if you haven't learned the lesson from the situation, the lesson why this person came into your life, then they're not going to simply go away. And even if they do just go away, there will be someone else that comes into your life to send you the same message. Your soul doesn't make mistakes. It's infinitely wise, it's infinitely knowledgeable. Do you really think your soul made a mistake coming here? So this is what I'm getting at, is that if you are trying to defer responsibility in some sense, then you are giving away your power in the situation. If you say that, no, this person's just here and I never made this contract and, this situation is just terrible and there's nothing I can do about it, then you are giving away your power. But what happens when you say, I wonder why this person is still in my life? I wonder why this situation is still the way that it is. I wonder why it hasn't moved on yet. Maybe there's something else to this. Maybe I need to try another angle. Maybe there's something else I'm supposed to learn from this situation or this interaction. But whatever happens, the soul contract is playing out because that is how it was supposed to play out. So I don't really have anything more to say with this. I just wanted to share my perspective on what soul contracts are and help you see it in a way that inspires you to take action and inspires you to do something about these relationships that you have in your life or these connections that aren't serving you. And when you acknowledge that you are the one who chose these experiences, then you gain a whole lot of power and wisdom through that process where you can perhaps think more rationally and logically and intuitively about how you can actually end these situations and what you can do about it to move on with your life. And again, most importantly is to learn from it. Learn from these situations, because every situation that happens, every person that we have some sort of connection with, ultimately is a teacher, and they are here to teach us something. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself. Have a wonderful day. I'll catch you later.